RCR today is known as more of a lower tier team. Wins are few and far between, and its iconic number 3 nowadays, at least with modern fans, is known more for a Nepo baby car rather than being built on its legacy. Some compare it to Roush with the fall that it's had, but this has not been as linear as Roush. There's been ebbs and flows, and RCR is almost more frustrating than Roush was before Keselowski arrived. So let's look back. Many look at RCR and they say that it fell off when Dale Earnhardt died. Sure, they have not won a title since Earnhardt's 6 with the team, but he wasn't winning any titles in the final full 6 seasons that he ran either. This team was not at its peak either. Also, they were still a competitive team with Mike Skinner in the 31 while Earnhardt was in the 3. So it's not like it all started in February of 2001. In the 2000s, after the loss of Earnhardt, Kevin Harvick would carry the team. In 2001 and 2003, he was winning races, and in 2003, he was even a top 5 driver. But the problem with RCR began more and more to do with consistency, or lack thereof. Inconsistency really held them back. Harvick and his teammates could string a few years together, but never consecutively. Between 2001 and 2003, there was a horrible 2002, where RCR's wheels fell off. In 2004 and 2005, 7 different organizations made the new 10-man chase. RCR was not one of them. But this was about to change with some big moves. Joining Kevin Harvick in the 2004 midpoint or so was Jeff Burton. And it took a while, but they finally got that team humming towards the end of 2005 and into 2006. The same year that rookie phenom Clint Bowyer jumped up to the Cup Series. The 29 and 31 teams of Harvick and Burton both made the 2006 chase, and they both were competing for the title, Burton leading a string of races and Harvick being contending all the way to the end. Bowyer would go in 2007 and be the best one outside the 2 dominant Hendrick cars, and qualify in 2008 and 2010 like his teammates as well. RCR was facilitating the resurgence of Jeff Burton. Between the years of 2006 and 2010, he qualified all but 1 season. And when there was all of this going on, Kevin Harvick was also up front, dominating at times and competing for championships like in 2010. But this time was when the first major domino was falling when it came to RCR. While Burton had his resurgence, he fell off hard in his last 3 years between 2011 and 2013. In this time as well, Clint Bowyer would move over to Michael Waltrip Racing in 2012 and have his best season. The team would add a 4th car for a little bit with Paul Menard in the 27, while the relationship between Harvick and the team deteriorated over time. He nearly left the team after a terrible 2009 into 2010, and there were real issues that he had with the direction that Richard Childress Racing was going in, as it was clear that he was paving the way for the next driver up, his grandson, Austin Dillon, which prompted Harvick to jump ship for Stewart-Haas Racing in 2014. Speaking of those drivers in 2014, Austin would take over the 3 in place of the 29. While he has won some races in his career, he has had no sustained Cup success since this season at all. And at different points, he has been a driver that might be maybe towards that cut line of a 16-driver playoff, but he's never been a top 10 driver in his career, and at this point, he probably never will be. Right now, he's barely a top 30 driver out of 36 full-time teams. Far from the peak and run that Kevin Harvick had with the team, and definitely since leaving it, winning the championship in 2014 and going on a great run that put him all the way up into the top 10 of the Cup Series all-time wins list. Ryan Newman would take over the 31 from a retiring Jeff Burton, and he would improve mightily. While he didn't win a race, he did compete for the championship, and in doing so, was oh so close to upsetting Kevin Harvick in that 4 team. Many look at this and say he didn't run that good and lucked into it, but when you look at total points scored that year, Newman was around the top 5 to 6 guys. It wasn't like he was all that bad, he just didn't get in victory lane. Oh, and also in this time, Paul Menard was there. But the thing is that Newman's second place finish is the highest high that they've had in the 16-driver playoff format. They have never in a season got this high again. And over time, Newman, as well as Menard, as well as just about every driver that went through there or was around the Cup Series program, would get more and more mediocre. Around the late 2010s, though, RCR fell into mediocrity. And they also fell into having a new star emerging with the two-car team in Tyler Reddick, which he was doing great in the Xfinity Series in the 2 team. Reddick showed out in Xfinity and by 2022 was the face of RCR in that 8 car, even having some wonder if RCR maybe be on the up and up, and if this team was finally past the worst days it had. Yet, due to both not giving him what he needed as well as a great deal offered from Denny Hamlin, Reddick would leave the team in 2023, prompting also a really awkward press statement, and ultimately, again, a driver leaving this team would win out, as Reddick since then has been a perennial championship contender, as well as a guy who wins year in and year out. From 2023 onwards, it's been a 2-car operation in Cup. Austin Dillon's still up there, but prompted by Austin Dillon, Childress would go out and sign Kyle Busch to drive the 8 car in 2023. And at first, it seemed like they were geniuses. 3 wins in the first 13 races, but the thing is, since then up to when this video is being uploaded, nothing has been done since. And Kyle Busch isn't getting any younger, and the equipment seemingly is getting worse. This is what's so frustrating about RCR. They had it in the building with Reddick, and they let him slip away just like Harvick. And they're wasting the end of Kyle Busch's career, while also seemingly trying to go after a third charter when they can't even get their 2 current teams to perform well. So what is the cause of all of this? Well, I think there's a few things. For a long time, this team has been propped up by the drivers. Dale Earnhardt, of course, for the longest time, but also Kevin Harvick, Jeff Burton, Clint Bowyer, Ryan Newman, Tyler Reddick, and Kyle Busch to a degree, at least at first. All of these drivers in their careers with RCR and without them have been and continue to be, in some cases, proven winners in the NASCAR Cup Series. When you have a lack of upper-tier drivers, this team sure has a cap off, and it's not very high. Some will also point to nepotism. Closing a ride basically for a decade plus for your grandson who really can't go up against the best of the best will mean that you're closing out this ride away from potentially better drivers that could be taking it over and elevating your team. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the last big point, and that is stubbornness. Like Roush, there are reports more and more and growing behind the scenes of this team being slow to modern change or not wanting to change at all, being stuck in their ways. And these ways have been stuck all the way to the back of the pack, or at least into the middle of the pack when they have a driver like Kyle Busch. This cannot be done if you're going to have a winning team. Look at the changes Hendricks made over the years, and Gibbs, as well as some of the new teams that have jumped in and had success. You have to change over time, and they just can't. But on the bright side, there are a few things that RCR has going for it. For instance, there is talent on the lower rings of this team. Austin Hill and Jesse Love have shown out in Xfinity at times, and it's a very solid Xfinity program. Love especially could be a really special talent, and he's shown out at different times and just needs really the right ride to do it. They also can be fast when it comes to an even playing field. Look at the testing for the next gen heading into 2022, and also the early speed they had all the way through 2023. RCR was not that bad of a team. They just fell off over time because of lack of drivers, as well as lack of change on their part. If they're able to let those good minds go to work more, they could be a middle tier to maybe lower upper end tier team again. So with that, I want to know what you think. Do you think RCR can ever make a comeback, or do you think they're doomed to mediocrity? Let me know down in the comments below what you think. While you're at it, leave a like in this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel for more great and fun NASCAR content. Thank you so much to all my channel members for your continued support. And until next time, have a good one.